no. What up? Okay. We're
What?
back. What up, everyone's,
Yeah.
everyone's, 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 and Philly.
Mm.
Uh, Squid
Welcome.
Games. Oh, there you go.
We are here. People, we are here.
Sorry,
Oh, Lord, here we go.
I
Let's
tried.
do
It didn't work.
sound effects.
Oh man,
Yeah, that
it
didn't work.
feels good to be back.
How long it's been? Just a week, right?
Now it's been 2.
2?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
it's been
yeah.
2.
Yeah,
Feels
that's right.
so
2
good
weeks.
to be back. Who said that?
Feels
That
so
wasn't P Diddy,
good.
was it? Feels so good to be back. I gotta make sure I don't make no Diddy
I don't
references.
know. Yeah, I don't know.
I think that was 50 Cent, but I'm not for sure. Feels so good to be back. Anyway,
Yes. Yes. Tell the people what you've been up to before we get started.
nothing. Absolutely nothing. Working.
Nothing.
Hardly working, working hard.
Mm.
What you been up to? Taking care of my dog. I'm sure
Taking care of my pup. You see, I'm rocking my shout out to Golden Doodle Society, baby.
That's
Golden
crazy.
Doodle Society.
That's
You
crazy.
know what I mean? My man Rocky and I had our first school day of training. It was awesome. Had a great time. Learned some good stuff.
Tell me what you
How to
learned.
take care of
I
my
can't
pup.
wait.
Huh?
Tell me what you learned.
Okay. I learned how to get him to focus on me. I learned he learned the touch game.
The what?
The touch game.
Okay,
You
please
know how you
elaborate.
you put your hand up
Yeah.
and you call his name and
Yeah.
he's supposed to run over and
Oh,
touch his
okay. Put
nose
his
there.
nose. Yeah,
Touch
yeah.
game.
Yeah. Okay.
And we learned how to let's see, focus, touch game, and then of course sit and whatever. So it was it was just day one. But I learned so much about my pup. For one, he's super smart. And he was a teacher's pet. There was like 5 of the dogs there, but I'm biased, but my dog was the best. He was picking up stuff quick, man, super smart. And synonymous with his name, he gave the teacher a two-piece to her face. That was funny.
Okay.
She leaned forward. She's like, "Hey, Rocky, no, all 4 paws on the floor. You don't get a treat." Hey, Rocky. Next thing you know, he was like, she's like, "Oh."
Uh, okay. I guess this is treat driven training.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
It
okay.
is.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is he taking a nap now? First day of school, he tired now.
Yeah, he was tired earlier. He's downstairs now. I'm surprised he ain't up here, but he's hanging out with his mom. He's downstairs.
Thor sounds like he's ready to come in here, but he's taking his
Who?
afternoon after wake up,
Oh.
after pee nap.
Mm.
I don't know what you call it anymore. He just napping. But that's good. How long is training? What's it like? 16 weeks?
6 weeks.
6 weeks.
hmm
6 weeks.
Then they got intermediate and then advanced, and we'll likely get signed up for those. It's money well spent. It's worth it.
Man, you could have paid me. I could have trained you over the phone.
Yes, you can knock my dog out. No,
Anyway,
I don't think so.
that's crazy. That's crazy.
hmm
Um, but as people are coming in, I know we'll have to put like shows out, like when we're gonna do shows, because I know everybody always tells us like, you need to tell us
Yes.
what's going on.
They've been
We,
telling us this for ages,
I
man.
know, man. It's just a lot
And
goes
full
on.
transparency, I'm just gonna say,
Here
and
we
I
go.
hate being that person because I don't like when people do it, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Okay.
I've been telling folks, I've been telling these guys, mainly him, we need to have a schedule every 2 weeks or every week, or we need to put it out. And life happens. We all have
Yes.
jobs,
Thank you. Thank you.
but I think we owe it to you guys to give y'all a more consistent schedule so you can catch up to us. If we want y'all to stay with us, then we owe it to y'all to give y'all a heads up when we're coming on.
Good
So
point.
we'll work on that.
Yeah, we're gonna work on when we come on, or putting something out there for y'all, and really flex on the YouTube a little bit more and stuff like that. So we'll have to work on that. But Saturday afternoon, Had a good Saturday morning. Had some stuff to take care of. Some impromptu stuff came up, so I had to take care of that. I need to make sure the chat is working. So if somebody wants to put something in, I would appreciate it. If not, I will, but I would appreciate that. But Philly, why don't you tell the people what we're talking about Saturday? I
Yeah.
appreciate you doing
But
that.
before that, first off,
Not really.
introduction. Welcome to Unpopular Celebrities, the show that we talk about anything, everything, and whatever the duck you want to talk about. So,
Good.
not just military stuff, life in general, sports, pop culture, you name it. Um, our shows are usually lively. As you can see, they're all live. You can catch some of our archive shows on YouTube and on Facebook and on Instagram. You can catch our podcast if you want to just listen to it. If you're more of an audio listener, you can catch it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, such and such. So I am Philly DC with my co-host Pete. We have two
What
others,
up?
Dell, and then Jess, and we are your unpopular celebrities. So today, special show, we're going to talk about Squid Game. So during season 2, we did the same thing. We covered every single episode within season 2. And before we get started here, because we're going to cover season 3 today, episode 1, there will be spoilers. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. So if you have not seen episode 1 of season 3, be like the Matrix or Mission Impossible. When you dodge in the lasers, dodge all the spoilers. You know what I mean? You don't want to probably listen to us right now. Maybe watch the show, then come back and listen to us. But if you've listened to it or if you watched it already, feel free to comment in the comments box. Let us know what you think about the show or different elements of the show. Over to you.
Big facts. So big success on season 2. As y'all know, we are big Squid Game fans, as probably most of y'all are, or a lot of people are big Squid Game fans. So we're going to talk about what we like, and one thing we like is Squid Games. This
Yeah.
show became popular. It feels like 5 years ago now. I don't even know when season 1 came out, but
It
feels like
came out in
19.
2022.
Oh, I thought it was around COVID.
No, it came out when I was at Davis Monthan. It started, I got to Davis Monthan about 22. So yeah,
Mhm.
22, 21 maybe.
Okay. So a while ago, but I've been watching it ever since, following it. I know it took you a while to catch up. Or you started? Did you
Well,
from season 1? Oh,
man, I was like huge. I'm a huge fan of season 1. I watched it when
oh,
it first
okay,
came out.
okay. Well, never mind. I stand corrected.
Trying to
So my
catch
fault.
me outside.
Oh my god. So we both fans of the Squid Games, um, and we're in season 3. What's that noise?
Stupid emo. I gotta turn him off,
What the
man.
hell?
It's like a little robot.
Okay.
Let me turn him off. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we're both huge fans of season 1, season 2, and now yesterday or Friday, yesterday came out with season 3. The start. So we are going to talk about episode 1. Here comes Thor, getting all hype about season 1 or episode 1. So, uh, first thing I'll say in the spoiler alert, I will say out of all 3 seasons, this episode 1 is probably the worst one for me personally.
The worst one.
Yes.
Tell us why.
I just didn't find it as entertaining or as lively as I did the other 2. As grip me in, make me want to watch the next episode, ready to rock, ready to go. I just did not find that as interesting.
Hmm. You know, I will agree with you. This one seemed more, wasn't as eventful. You know, I would think for me, I was excited about episode 3, especially the way season 2 ended. And I expected a lot of suspense, glamour, and glitz. Like season 1, episode 1, obviously that was the best one. It was fire. Season episode 1, season 2 was great. Wasn't as good as season 1.
Mm-hmm.
But season 3 seemed to follow the same um the same line. It just was like bleh. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? It I was excited, but like this, I was at 10 when I was about to watch it. I had my favorite snack, my ginger ale. I'm sitting there watching it. And then probably like 15 minutes in, I'm like, yo, is this season 3 or not? Like,
Right.
like where's the stuff?
Right.
And so yeah, I agree with you. It just was missing something.
Yeah, so maybe they're building up the drama. I mean, it is supposed to be the final season. Uh I haven't seen any spoil alerts as far as how the season's going to be, so that's good. So just trying to figure it out and trying to go one step at a time, figure it out. But we'll talk about the first episode a little bit. I think the first thing it kind of starts off with is where it ended season 2. So if you remember season 2, they tried to take over the Squid Games by going on a killing spree and basically shooting the guards up and everything. Um, as they made their way to a standoff, player, I think it was number was 388 or 308, was supposed to go back and go get more ammunition.
Yeah, that dirtbag, man.
Oh, that's
Freaking
crazy.
dirtbag.
Shout out Devon McCoy. Change the name to
Popular
Unpopular
civilian.
Civilians. Wow. Wow.
Why would he? That's messed up, man.
Yeah, that's kind of cold blooded.
Tell Sugar Bear to mind his business.
Sugar Bear is wild.
Yeah.
So it was interesting because the girl, who I don't know her name, but she shot one of the players and we thought he was dead. He's the one with the girl. He has the daughter who's sick. And she shot him and then she told him, if you want to live, close your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like she shot him with a fake gun or maybe just in the stomach so it didn't kill him, but made look
Nah, it
like he
wasn't
was
a
dead.
fake gun.
Okay. Or rubber bullet, I should say.
I don't think it was a rubber bullet. I think it was an actual bullet. It just she shot him where it grazed him, or maybe not hit something major.
Mm-hmm.
Because anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Go ahead.
Yep. So she shot him, said, close your eyes if you want to live. So he did. And it fast forward to a lot of people getting put in boxes. So if you remember, they 456, they let him live. I thought they killed his best friend right in front of him, but 456, they let him live. During this moment of letting him live, he goes back into the sleeping area where everybody who did not try to take over, which most of them just want to continue on the game. So all the O's, we'll call them, were in there. A few X's were still in there, the people who wanted to stop the game. And he goes back in there. He's knocked out. So as he comes to, he's realizing what's going on. He got blood all over him, stuff. And the guards come back in and they drop more money in the piggy bank. And during that, they're saying that basically we're gonna do it like nothing ever happened. Like everything's fine. And, hey, 36 players were eliminated. Like they just died in the game. And this just added more money to the pot. And do you guys want to continue? We're gonna do voting again. Did I miss anything before I keep going?
No, you stopped at the part where they brought out his body, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I thought it was interesting where they they kind of went through some flashbacks with player 456.
Mm-hmm.
And when he when he saw his best friend die, he was going through the voices in his head about why. He's like, why would you pick me to
Mm-hmm.
go with you? And he says, you're my friend. So obviously he's going through a lot of grief. What I noticed was interesting, and maybe it's not a big deal, but when they brought the casket out, I don't know if you noticed, but it came out in a straight line right down the middle, and it was perfectly centered. And then you had the X's and the O's split,
Mm-hmm.
and they all walk towards the casket. And the
Mm-hmm.
one that opens it, who's my favorite player, by the way, I gotta remember
The transgender?
her name. Yeah, I need to get her name. But she was the first one to open it. And then nobody for the circles looked.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody.
That's a good point.
As you can see when you'll see in a second when we cover that part too. So no, but anyway, other than that, we're good.
Okay, so as they go on their start the voting, well, they started backwards from 456, and I'm kind of missing the part where they go downstairs, but they said we're going to start backwards from 456, but 456 was still in a trance, couldn't figure out why he was why they didn't kill him, and he's handcuffed to the bed. And as he's handcuffed to the bed, they're like, "You have to vote," and he's just sitting there, and they're like, if you don't vote, basically your vote is null and void. We'll just move on without
Mhm.
you. And he's just sitting there, handcuffed, not saying a word. And so they move on without him. So as you figure, there is a lot more O's than X's, and the O's represent keeping the game going. The X's represent stopping the game, and so they did a new vote, and no spoiler here. They continued the game. They're like, effort, we're just gonna continue the game. During this moment, the girl who shot the guy talked to the other guard and was like, "Can you take me downstairs to see where you guys?" Because if you remember, these bodies that are dying, they're basically getting rid of them. They're doing an autopsy or whatever. They're taking the parts,
Mhm.
lungs, heart, whatever they have, organs to donate. So they're getting money from all the players. Faith Donovan in the building, Japan in the building.
What's up, girl?
Uh, so they go downstairs and they show them where it's at. But as it looks, they put a casket with the body in it in a furnace. But right when they close the door, the casket drops down, a fire goes off. It's like a magic trick, doesn't burn anything, and then the body goes downstairs. She want to go downstairs to see where everything is at. Uh, Miss you too. Samel Brown in the building. New homeowner. Samel Brown in the building. Congratulations. Working so hard, congratulations. Uh, but yeah, so that happened. What am I missing in there? I mean, you can kind of take that story to the next spot if you want to.
So I thought when they did the vote, I thought it was interesting. I mean, it's not like we were going to be surprised. Of course, they're going to vote to continue
Mhm.
the game. But what I thought was interesting is that even though all those people died and they brought out a body which wasn't dead but in a casket, and they still voted to continue. And the second person after 456 that voted, she was originally against it. She had an ex. But when she went forward, there was two people's like, "Hey, do what you want. Go ahead and vote how you want. We won't do nothing to you.
Yeah, I
Yeah, it's
forgot
your
about that.
decision."
Yeah.
And she hit the button and it was a circle. And it's
Yes.
like before, remember when people was cheering like, "Yeah, cheer for us." Nobody was doing that. But I think that part when you mentioned when they first came out before they brought the body and they all the money came out into the piggy bank. It's just amazing what people would do for money, risk their lives for all that money. And so I don't know if you covered it. I may have missed it. But when 456 was chained to the bed, they after the vote, that one dude, man, I can't remember his name, little fat dude, a
Dang.
business, he was like, "Hey, you see, he was over there trying to start all this stuff, and now look at you." And they were just teasing them. They was like,
Yeah.
maybe this was a plan to get rid of people. Thank you for helping to get those guys killed. Now
Mm-hmm.
we got more money and less people. Let's give
Mm-hmm.
them a round of applause. I like, man, I want to leap through that damn TV, man. Oh, that-
Okay.
Anyway,
Okay.
so you had that part, and then the nice lady and her son and the
We ain't
girl,
there yet. We
they
ain't
went
there
over
yet.
there, huh?
Oh, I thought you were gonna go ahead. Go ahead. I thought
They
you were
went
gonna
over
get
there to
to.
check on 456, so they was like, "Hey, you gotta eat, whatever, blah, 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 blah." So, I think it was cool that even though, in all intents and purposes, 456, as the leader of the revolt, a lot of people died trying to stop the game, and he was the only survivor next to that dirt bag, which we didn't cover yet. The I guess you can call it PTSD or stolen
Mm-hmm.
valor guy who said he
Mm-hmm.
was in the Marines,
Mm-hmm.
special forces
Mm-hmm.
that choked. But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
so they're trying to still take care of him, and he's just totally out. They try to give him potato, and then the lady was like, "Hey, it's not your fault that they died or whatever." But clearly, 456 is going through a lot of grief, and they revealed to him the one dude. I gotta find his name. The I would call him the PTSD guy,
Yeah.
not the full disclaimer. Not making fun of folks with PTSD. I have some of it too, so I'm not making fun of folks with PTSD. And maybe this individual has some stolen valor stuff or whatever, which we'll cover here in a little bit. So again, not making fun of folks with PTSD, but they revealed to 456 that this individual, when he went back to get the magazines, he froze and he
Mm-hmm.
stayed there. And the only reason why the one girl didn't go back to help him is because the guards barged in. So when 456, I think his name's Gihong, when he hears this, he turns around and starts staring at him. And it's like that stare game. You can still see the guy in the back kind of shaking or whatever. I'll pause there.
Yeah. First of all, Samel says he wants to roast you. I don't know what beef you got with Samel.
He's talking about my good fellow chiefs in Tucson trying to convince me to get a shaving waiver. And they photoshopped a picture of myself with a big beard.
Okay.
And I told him it's going to be my look for retirement. So he's probably talking about that.
And West Lawrence in the building. Chief West Lawrence.
West Lawrence,
Um,
dude, taking care of my retirement ceremony, man. Shout out to you, Wes. Much appreciated. Get that dude a round of applause, man. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, brother.
all right. So yeah, a lot of stuff is going on there. If you remember, he was almost taken back, like baffled, like I can't believe this fool who was supposed to take care of me or take care of us did not come back with the ammo, and he had no idea what was going on. Philly, can you still hear me? Because you're frozen.
Yeah,
Oh, you're frozen.
I'm frozen.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay, I'll jump out and jump back in.
All right, Philly's out, back in. As he's coming back in, I'll just tell you, like he said, he was just staring at him, staring at him, staring at him. Like, give me 1 second. All right, you're good. He's just staring at old buddy, and he couldn't figure out why he was staring at him, even though he probably knows. He knows why he's staring at him. My brothers, for sure. So the girl went downstairs with the guy that she shot. Figured out that they were getting the bias. They were about to cut him. Oh, they figured out that he was still alive, but they were still going to do the autopsy or cut him open. So as the knife hit his chest, she elbowed the guard, grabbed the gun, basically shot all the guards. Had a good intimate moment with one of the guards. Shot him in the face, and then she told the doc, like, you need to save him or I'm gonna shoot you. And she was like, he needs a blood transfusion. So they hooked up an IV in her, put it in him, never came back to that. During all this time, and we'll pause at the game for a minute and transition back to the fisherman. So the fisherman, the boat fisherman, we find out what we already knew, that he is in cahoots with the leader of the Squid Games. I don't know his
Front
name.
man.
Yeah, the front man. So he is. They basically show that we already knew that he was talking to him. So he is leading the detective and a couple other guys who are trying to find the Squid Games on a goose chase to find where this facility is that they're having the games. Excuse me. He told the front man, hey, they're gonna run a drone up in the air, and he's like, whatever you do, don't let him see it. Like, keep distracting him until basically the games is over. And during that time, one of the guys who was with the detective says, I think the fisherman's basically up to no good, or the captain of the boat is up to no good. And he's like, no, that dude's been down with me since day one. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. He's like, no, I think he's up to no good. So they get back on the boat, and he goes elsewhere, and he hooks up with some dude. It's actually, if you remember the beginning of season 2, it is the brother or son of the guy that he beat in rock paper scissors. And the
Mm-hmm.
crazy dude, who was the best character of Squid Games, season 1, 2, or 3, uh, put them on that game and then ended up killing that guy. So he's like, man, what happened? Like, what happened to my dad, my friend? I can't remember which one it was, but he told him like, oh, we'll talk about it later. So it seems like he's going to trying to figure out the captain of the boat is in cahoots with the front man, and the detective is just not detecting anything. He's lost.
He
he's
said the detective has not detected anything. He's lost.
he's lost. He is gullible as hell. He's not detecting
That's
anything.
pretty good. That's pretty good.
Did I miss anything?
um,
That was a lot of
he
information, but
did. Remember, the front man was like, "Yo, I like the way he picked up the phone, man." He was
he
like,
picked
didn't
up the
say
phone.
nothing. I'm gonna do that at work.
You gonna
Somebody
do what?
called me. You know how the phone rings, and instead of you saying hello or what's up, he just picked up the phone. He was like, he said nothing, and the dude just started talking. But he said the front man was like, "Yo, like you said, whatever you do, don't let them find the island until the game's over."
Right.
And he said, "What?" And the scene transitioned to the detective, and Captain Wang was like, "Oh, let us know when you're coming back. Watch your step." And then he tells the front man, "What happens if it goes south?" And the front man pauses, and he says, "Kill them all,
Yeah,
including the detective."
I
And
forgot
as you
about that.
know, the detective is his brother.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Good
It's
point.
pretty sinister, you know what I mean? He looked like he had a small bit of remorse saying that, or regret, but he's like, "Kill them all." Anyway.
Right. As we move on through, I was going to transition to when they start the next game. They're walking through. If I'm missing anything, stop me. But I was going to transition to
Mhm.
when they start the next game. They're walking through that little staging area to get to the where they figure out about the game, and they got like 6 or 7 dudes hanging up there, and basically
Mhm.
everybody's looking at them like, "Oh my god!" And they were like, "This is what's going to happen if you try to interrupt the game." All right.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And it's interesting they didn't do that until after they did the vote.
Oh right.
They let them vote first because even the camera pan and showed the folks who were for the game, they looked horrified.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see the bullet holes in the wall. Kind of remind me of Kuwait, but you can see the bullet holes in the wall
Mm-hmm.
after the carnage.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy who is, I guess, I'm not gonna call him PTSD guy. I would call him, um, I don't know, the one guy who's afraid to fight.
Yeah.
He sees it, and I guess it triggers him. You can tell he's going through some emotions. 456 the whole time and staring at that guy as they navigating through that room.
Mhm.
I thought that was interesting too.
So I can't remember the player's number. PST guy, I think it's 388 or 308 or something like that.
I'm
I
gonna
can't
look it
remember his
up.
number. Yeah, if you find this number, we'll just start using that. Um, so fast forward to they figure out that they go into this room and they say split up into 2 teams, right? So how they do is like a gumball machine, and it's either red or yellow, and that's going to split you up into the 2 teams. So basically, splits them up. Not sure if it's even, but pretty close to even. And they say you're going to play hide and go seek. That's the game. Basically, the blue team, oh, red and blue. Those are the 2 colors. Yep. The blue team, you're the hiders. So you get to go into the room first. You get 3 minutes to hide wherever you want to hide. And the red team, its job is to find them. Well, in popular Squid Games fashion, there's a twist to this. And the twist is the red team not only has to find them, but they have to kill them. And they have 30 minutes to find one person and kill them. And then the blue team's job is to hide and stay alive for 30 minutes. Pause in case you got anything, or you can take the
So
story on.
yeah, so quick note: the individual's name we're talking about is Daeho.
Okay.
He
That's
was the
the
guy who
PTSD.
claimed he was a Marine
Yeah.
to Gihan's friend. So before I continue, one thing I noticed is you notice this particular season, the first game they're doing, the twist is one team is supposed to kill the other.
Mm-hmm.
None of the previous games in both episodes or seasons, if I remember correctly,
You're right.
required them to kill each other.
Nope.
There was one where they had to run into a room, and in order to save themselves, they had to have the exact amount of people in the room.
Right.
And then in Ho, remember he killed the guy in the room.
Mm-hmm.
So he was the only player I'm aware of. I'll take it back on season 1 when they was on that platform. They was
Oh,
pushing
push.
people, but
Yeah.
they wasn't told they had to.
Right.
But this one, they're telling them as part of the game, you have to kill one
All
another.
right.
So I thought that was really interesting.
That's a good point. That's a good catch. Uh, Also on top of that, so I want to say the red team. No, blue team. They all got a present, a box, and in the box is a key, and this key
Mhm.
opens up any door that's in this hide and go seek room. The trick is once you open it, you can't lock it. So you can only open it, go in the room, but it could go room into room into room into room. It could go room into escape. They can escape out, but they can't lock it. So very interesting and clever how they came up with that. So the red team was like, well, how are we supposed to kill them? Like we have to use our bare hands. They got a box, and in the box is a knife. And at first I thought this knife was fake. It looked fake as hell. But
Mhm.
yeah, the dude cut his finger, started bleeding, and he got all happy. It's the friend of Thanos.
Yes.
Yeah,
The great Thanos.
yeah.
Thanos.
Uh, and just a quick pause. Two kind of interesting things. So there's a pregnant girl and her baby
Mhm.
daddy are on opposite teams. If you
Yeah.
remember, the mother and son are on opposite teams, and then 456 is on the team that has to kill somebody. And
Mhm.
who would you say PTSD's name was?
Dang Ho.
Dang Ho is on the blue team. So if you see that as three main characters that are separated, that they did. Well, before they start the game, they said, you know what? If you want to switch, you can switch now, but you have to find somebody to switch with. So you can't just say, I want to be on the killer team. I don't want to hide no more. So you have to find somebody to switch with. So everybody's looking at each other, and a couple people switch, but nothing really of note that I'm aware of, unless I missed something with the switch of teams. I didn't really find any note.
Yeah, I thought that portion, there was a couple of comments that I thought was interesting. Like there was one, the fat businessman dude.
You can't stand that
Somebody
dude.
was like, "Yo, I see you got." He said something to the effect of, I'm paraphrasing. He had the blue vest on. This is perfect for you. You know how to hide. You're good with hiding.
Oh
And he had
yeah,
this look on
yeah,
his face. I thought
yeah,
that was interesting.
yeah.
And then meanwhile, you had one of my other favorite characters, Ginzu. Ginzu. I
Yeah.
miss when Thanos used to call him, "Hey, Ginzu. What's up, my boy?" Anyway, so Thanos' friend, who now has Thanos crossed with the crazy drugs, tells him like, "Hey, I know it's Minsu. You hid. You did good. Now I need you to just man up. It's just me and you. Thanos is going there." He called him some name, I forgot. He's like, "Now I need you to be a man up." And he was saying how he killed the girl. He's like, "Oh, you saw it. You saw it.
Yeah.
That bee liked you, whatever." And Minsu was getting mad, boy. He was getting mad. He was like, "Oh, well, it's just me and you now. I just need you to man up or whatever." So it's it's interesting how they gave them the opportunity to switch, and
Mm-hmm.
the people tried to switch. So Dang Ho, I don't know if you covered it yet.
Mm-mm.
He actually tried to switch with this lady, and he was getting stressed out.
Right.
He was like, "Hey," trying to convince her. She said no. And then Ging Hung 456 was staring at him the whole time. And so I'm probably going ahead, but
No, you're good. You're right on
he
point.
he started getting all upset, and he marched towards him, and he was like, "What's your problem? Why you keep looking at me? You think it's my fault? What did I do so wrong?" And 456 at first was mad, but it almost looked like 456 pitied him, at least by the look on his face. It wasn't an anger. It was almost like, he was like disappointed or
Right.
something. But he was like, it's not my fault. You're the one killed him. If we would have just went after the circle team, we could have killed him and voted ourselves out of here. But it's your fault or whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's your fault. And then one of the Squid Game workers put the gun in his back and he put his
Mhm.
hands up and he walked away. But anyway, I'll pause there.
Yeah, that's right on point. I think the last thing that happened that I remember, so they're going into the games, and like I said, the blue team goes in first, and they have, I think, 3 minutes or something like that to hide. Well, as they're walking single file into the line, there's a switch, and the switch is the pregnant girl and her baby daddy. And the baby daddy was like, I'll find you and protect you. And she was like, you better protect me. So gave him the knife. There's got to be some kind of plot twist up in there. But
I
basically,
think he's going to kill her.
oh, 100%. Oh, 100%. Yes. Uh, but now she has I mean, so they go, so that's the only real notable switch. They walk in there and it's like a little room. But the time starts going and the guy, your boy, the fat dude, was like basically like, we need to all split up. Don't everybody come together. And if you find a way out, you just start yelling and we'll all come to you. Worst plan I ever heard in my life. But that's the plan. And so some dude was like, yeah, it's a good plan. Let's do it. So they all scatter and they have like 2 minutes to go hide. Well, the pregnant girl looked like she's giving birth, like her water just dropped. And your girl, the transgender, was like, I'll take her, come with me. So the transgender pregnant girl and old lady, the lady with the son, they all go in the same direction. Everybody else scatters like cockroaches. You don't see where they go. Pause in case you have anything that I missed.
I want to quickly go back. I don't think we covered the part when Ging Hun was handcuffed to the bed
Mm-hmm.
and that shaman girl, who I think is the worst character
Oh,
out
yeah, I
of
don't like
season
her.
2 and 3. I can't stand her. I don't
Yeah.
understand the purpose of her role.
No.
But she goes over to mock him. And if you remember episode 2, she was mocking him then, talking about he's haunted, he's trapped here or whatever. And he reaches out with the Darth Vader hand and starts choking the crap out
The
of
Dark Vader
him. He just
hand.
reached out, just started choking her and stuff. But you see these 4 people behind her, like praying, like, oh, he's like, you stick with me, you will stay
Yeah, she has a
alive.
following
Blah,
now.
blah. I can't stand her, man. You know what I
Yes.
mean? But if you notice when the game was starting, they all start following her. They go
Mm-hmm.
hide. It's like she
Mm-hmm.
got her little congregation or
Yeah.
something like that. The other part is what makes me believe is the guy is going to kill that girl, his girlfriend who's pregnant. It's just the look on his face.
Oh yeah.
When at first he kept the blue vest on. It wasn't like she trusted him right away. She was talking about how she can take care of herself and whatever, blah, blah, blah. But when the game started and as he was making his way to the room, he had a blue vest on. The girl walked up to him and said, keep your promise. And she gave him the red vest with the knife. Did you remember? You see that?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it seemed like at first she didn't trust him, but she did, and the look on the face gave me the impression of, I got you. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, because you remember he would do anything to win.
Oh
Because
yeah.
also he was telling her as he was trying to convince her, like, hey, I will protect you and the baby so we can get the money and I can protect you.
Mm-hmm.
And remember in season 2, her issue with him was always about the money because he was he was doing like trading and all that stuff, losing a bunch of money. So yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting too. I'll
Hey,
pause there.
I don't know if you can see the chat, but before we continue, Dale Brown in the building
Daryl, what's up, man?
put up a question that I have for you at the end, but we'll cover it now. I want to say what I think for you, and you could say what you
Kill.
think for me.
Kill.
Okay?
You would kill and I would kill.
Really?
Yes, I would kill.
Oh, definitely.
Because
Yeah.
look, first of all, I'll put it like this. If I would ask Dale, are there conditions? Are you saying if I was young DC or DC now?
What would change?
If I was young DC,
Oh, okay.
I would probably try to hide.
Really?
But I'm old DC. I can't run that fast. I'm old as hell. And plus, I'm grumpy. So I'm going to try to kill you.
I think the killer has such an advantage. The only
Yes.
way the hiders have advantage if they get a hold of a knife.
Or they work together to get
Yes.
a knife.
And they're obviously, yeah. Because I don't know, I haven't seen the game. Right, that's gonna be next episode that we'll cover whenever next week maybe. But I'm interested to see how the doors work. That's gonna be the key to all this.
Mhm.
Is how the doors and how many doors get lost. Are there mirrors inside there where the killers are going to get lost? Because they have 30 freaking minutes to find one person.
Mhm.
That's a long time. And remember, they said this is such a key point. If the doors open, basically they're saying somebody went through there or somebody's in there because you can't lock the door after you open it. So if a door is locked,
Mm.
there's nobody in there. So it's like if I'm a killer, this is the only interesting thing about the killers is each killer has to kill one person. So you should not be sticking together. You should spread apart.
Why do you think that?
Because if me and you are killers and we stick together, we basically got to find two people. Because if me and you stick together and we only find one person, then what?
Well, I would think for me, if I was a blue team, like case in point, I'm gonna get his name or her name too. Her name. Where
The
the
shaman?
one girl, along with the mom, her son, and the pregnant girl,
Yeah.
they all went together.
Right.
And the way I look at it is the strength in numbers. So if they stick together and somebody comes out of nowhere and finds them in there in that room, because I think the instructions say you can have more than one person in the room, right?
Correct. Yeah, maze you want.
So why not just all stick together, 4 or 5, y'all find a room, y'all stay in it. And if somebody no, unless it's like 4 or 5 people with a knife, but if one person coming in, like, it's 5 against 1.
Yeah. That's a good
Whereas if
point.
you're the killer, that's why I remember the guy from Thanos' friend,
Mm-hmm.
he was trying to team up with Min Su because he was like, yeah, it's better if it's the two of us
True.
versus we doing it on our own.
Don't forget too, a key point that the guard said is the team cannot kill each other. So the killers can't kill the killers. They have to kill a blue member.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was that I'm sure is going to come up to play, especially as there's only like 30 seconds left, 20 seconds left. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be interesting to see who's going to survive the hide and go seek. But the 3 minutes went on, like we said, they scattered like cockroaches. The red team gets the opportunity to go in, and that's where the episode ends. Meanwhile, the VIPs are entering the game, which always brings a twist to everything because they get bored. They don't like how the game's going. They always put a twist to everything.
Mm.
So that came up as well. So that's kind of where we're stopped at with season 3, episode 1. Anything I missed
Mhm.
or anything you want to cover that came up?
Now we did miss the part when the front man he mentioned it twice that it was like, hey, the guests are coming. I forgot what he called them,
The
but the
VIPs.
guests, the VIPs, thank you.
Mhm.
The VIPs are coming. Almost like the plane, the VIPs is coming. So
Mhm.
he leaves and some other dude takes the console. And then they mention the VIPs again. So which is interesting because this is only episode 1 and they mention the VIPs,
Yep.
but probably because we're technically in mid game. It's my mind thinks because it's episode 3 or season 3, there's been 3 sets of games, but really it's been 2.
Mhm.
And season 2 is an extension to season 3. So this we must be 2 or 3 games before the end of the second round of games. So he mentions the VIPs. And then I also want to go back to when Gi Hung went crazy after the vote and was like, yo, no, this is before the vote. He was like, yo, why didn't you just kill me? You win. You win. And the camera panned to the front man while he was drinking his little cognac. It was me,
Mhm.
would be ginger ale or old fashioned. But anyway, he's drinking his little cognac. He has a little smirk on his face. But I noticed the look. He looked right. This look, it's just almost like maybe I'm wrong. It seemed like a little bit of regret, of remorse in a way. You know
Mm,
what I mean? Because I think he grew pretty close to that crew down there,
yeah.
but he had
And,
to stamp them out.
and he's
You
not
know
in
what I
the
mean?
game no more. So that's zero
Yeah.
zero one player 1. He's not in the
Yep.
game anymore. It's interesting how nobody's like, man, where the hell's player 1 at? But probably because so many people
Exactly.
died, they're probably not putting 2 and 2 together.
Exactly.
But
And
he
so,
he can't come back.
right.
Yeah, I was just gonna say he can't
Yeah,
come
he
back to the
could
game.
there. Well, it would be difficult. Like, how would
Right.
he do it when they know pretty much?
Right. Like, where you been?
You know what I mean? I would be surprised if they did that. They would mess things up. He
Yeah.
can't possibly do that
Yeah.
one.
He got
You
to
know what I
stay where
mean?
he at. He got to stay where he at.
I would not be surprised if the detective gets involved in the games playing somehow. I
No.
wouldn't be surprised.
I'm interested to see if the female guard is going to get caught because she's doing pretty good right now
Mm-hmm.
and what her role is.
Mm-hmm.
Because she
Yeah.
seems like she wants to stop the games too.
Yeah. I wonder if they use this character to kind of, you know, because like in season one, people were really upset. Some fans were upset that the one girl who made it near the end, who got cut, they were upset. It was she had a lot of fans. So I
Mm-hmm.
wonder if this is their way to kind of insert a character like that. Because remember, that girl was from North Korea.
Right.
This girl is from North Korea,
Right.
and she's kind of a on the good side, so to speak. So I wonder if
Okay.
they did it that way. But I like her character. It's pretty
Yes.
cool. Um, when the individual comes to that's trying to protect his daughter, I wonder if they're going to end up helping the detective somehow. Because
Mm-hmm.
like they can go back into the game.
Yeah. Del Brown with another good question. Are you guys watching the season in Korean with English subtitles or watching it in English language? So I tend to watch Korean with English subtitles.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just no, I never noticed. It was English language for me. I never noticed that. I forgot.
So you're watching in English?
Interesting. Yep.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay. I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of talking to the fact of you had to figure out what's going on. But this one I started in Korean with English subtitles, but maybe I'll switch to English with English
Mm.
subtitles.
Yeah, it didn't. It's funny. I mean, it was well done. It didn't distract me at all. Now that I
Yeah.
think about it.
Uh,
But
in
one
dub
question I want
for
to ask, like, if you were
show.
to
I don't
go
know
ahead,
what
what's
that.
that?
I don't know what that means. In dub FS. I don't know what that means.
Not in dub.
I don't know what
Oh
that
man, I
means.
think that's Pooh. Is that Pooh? I think that's my son. His name is Threads.
Oh, I don't know what that means,
I
bro.
think I could be wrong. I hope
Yeah,
not,
I'm
because
in
his
Korea
English is
now.
off.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Duh, boo. Duh. 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 What you about to say?
I was going to ask, like, if you were to, what are your overall thoughts
Mm-hmm.
of episode one? Do you think they hit the mark?
No.
Do you know? And are you concerned that the
Yes.
rest of the season is going to be a flop?
Yep. Very concerned.
Dang,
Very concerned.
dang.
Because this is,
I,
like I said, this is the first episode that did not catch me and it was like, yes, this is going to be a good series. It's like, man, it's almost like they're setting up the plot too much. They're doing way too much to set up the plot.
you think it's because they're coming to the end? I guess.
Yeah. Or maybe they're
I mean,
just
I don't
starting off like
disagree.
BSing and then gonna ramp it up really quickly.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think it was kind of you know, there was something about this episode that was off. It just did not excite me. I think even I watched it twice to make sure I didn't miss anything, but I found myself losing interest after the
Yes.
first 10 to 15 minutes. I mean, I know what they wanted to do. They really wanted to focus on 456. And I think we didn't cover that part.
What's that?
The director said to watch it in Korean so you can feel the emotions of the actors and actresses. That's why I decided to change that way. Okay, thanks, Dell. I think I'll try that this time because you're right. Koreans are they're very emotional. Elijah, what's up, man? What I miss? Hopefully you watched the show because we're giving out spoilers. So,
Yeah, we're talking about Squid
but Pete, I don't
Games.
think we mentioned
You're frozen.
right when the show ended, the camera went on 456 and he said, "It's your fault." And they showed him walking with this determined look, and he had the knife in his hands.
Oh yeah, he's
So
gonna.
this dude is out for revenge. He's going to try to kill that dude, Dang Ho. He's dead.
Yeah,
Done.
he's getting one dude. He's going. He
Oh
don't.
yeah, he's
He
done.
and this is why I think he's gonna pass by like 10 people that are blue that he could kill. And he's looking. He is out for one dude. That's it. He has a mission in mind, and it's not to mess with anybody else. Can you jump out and jump back in? But
I froze again.
yeah. But yeah, he's just out to get one person. And I think that's really gonna F him up at the end. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But Yeah, you're right. He did say it's your fault, and then walked into the room.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think Day-Ho has PTSD?
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm not. I'm not invested in
and
his
hold on, hold on.
character.
And if so, how do you feel about the directors using this as a crutch? Meaning, if you think he does have PTSD, then what are the optics of showing that when a
Mm.
person freezes in combat and causes folks to die, that it's their fault? Does that make sense what I'm
Yeah,
explaining?
kind of. I
What
might
do you
be.
think about that?
I don't. I don't think the PTSD has a lot to do with it. I think it's more or less the fact that it's kind of interesting how they're making that character such a strong character. But I mean, it's very easy to follow because if he would have came back with all that ammo, maybe they'd still be fighting. Because the reason that they lost is because they ran out of ammo.
Hmm.
It's not like they
But
got overran
yeah,
or anything like that. They just didn't have any more bullets.
but it's just like I feel like this episode is really not all, but a good portion of it is focused on Daeho and Gi-hong.
And 456,
And
yeah.
they went out of their way to really explain or show that the reason why they lost the battle is because Daeho failed to bring the magazines back.
I think
And I wonder, and I saw on some message boards that people were trying to identify if it was PTSD, if he's like stolen valor guy, whatever. Like he shows the signs. I mean, I'm not a doctor yet,
right.
but he shows the signs. But I wonder what optics does it show when you have someone who freezes in a moment like that and causes folks to die. What is it? How does that look? Anyway,
I'm surprised
that's
he's
another.
not more affected by it. Talk about D Ho, Jang Ho. What is his name?
Who?
What's P
Daeho?
Daeho? I'm surprised
Oh.
he's not more affected by it. He's almost like, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. And that's really about it. He's not no remorse or anything.
So, yeah, not to interrupt. That's what I mean. That's why it's just hard for me to see. Maybe it's a touch of PTSD, but like if it was PTSD, 100%, like you say, it would show some remorse, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's almost like he shows some anger,
Mm-hmm.
almost like it's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. Almost
Mm-hmm.
like I'm just trying to survive type of thing.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'll be honest, looking at 456's face, we might as well stop talking about Del Ho, D Ho, Jang
Yeah,
Ho.
he's gonna be gone anyway.
Hey, grand opening,
He's
grand
done.
closing. He gone.
Yeah, he's
Hey,
done.
Lakers in 5. D Ho, Gang Ho, Joe Ho, Lakers in 5. Hey, he gone. It don't even matter no more.
D-ho, Bay-ho, Gay-ho, Lakers of 5.
He's done.
That's
Because
funny.
that look on 456's face, that dude, hey, he don't
Oh,
even care
yeah,
about the game.
man.
He's like, cool,
Oh,
I'm the
yeah,
killer. It's
man.
like I'm the hunter and you're the rabbit. He don't even
Yeah,
care.
what? And that's interesting because remember, he was all about coming to stop the games, not even thinking about that no more.
Oh yeah.
He's thinking about
Well, I
revenge.
mean, his best friend died, so I get that. Hey,
Yeah.
I'll say this, Philly. If that was me and I died because Doho didn't do his job, you better go straight for his neck too. In revenge for me.
He said Day-ho,
Whatever his name is,
Go-ho.
Doho, Joho, Lakers in 5, it don't
Go-ho.
matter. Hey, he's done. He's done. You
All right,
better
so
go
let's go
after his
over.
neck too.
Let's continue this real quick. Let's go over some predictions
Okay.
or quick thoughts on the different relationships. What are your thoughts on the relationship between the gentleman and his pregnant girlfriend? Like, do you feel like he's going to kill her either next episode or throughout the episode?
You know what? In my head, I want to say yes, I do feel like he's gonna kill her, excuse me. But then also I feel like he's going to get to a place where he's just like, I got 2 minutes left. I found her. I can either kill her or be like, all right, you better win this for the baby. But then looking at her, it's like, is she really gonna win the games being pregnant?
Am I frozen again?
Yep. Is she really gonna
Well,
win the games being pregnant? it's like, what are the odds of her actually winning the game? They can't be good at all.
Hmm.
What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I just had this feeling that he's gonna kill her. You know,
Mm.
every season 1, you had, um, Gi-hun's childhood friend become, like, the evil person to kill people just to get to the money, and for some reason, the fact that she finally trusted her boyfriend, I think it's gonna cause her to die.
Oh,
I
good. I like that.
It's betrayal, right? There's
Yeah.
element of betrayal throughout every season. One of my favorites, going quickly back to season 1, is Ali and Gi-hun's friend during the game of marbles.
Hmm.
Talk about ultimate betrayal, you know?
Hmm.
He's like, I forgot his name. He's like, "Hey, where'd you go? Where'd you go?" I'm like, "Why you do Ali like that?" So, there's betrayal. So, I think this is one of the first ones. He's gonna betray his girlfriend and kill her. And because of that, I think, um, the real special forces individual, the female who's transgender, he's gonna kill or she's gonna kill him because they became close. They got a little click going on between. Oh, let me quickly go back. One thing we need to forget. Lash, you didn't watch the first season?
Yeah,
Come
you behind, big
on,
dog. You way
man.
behind.
Come on,
You way behind.
man. You gotta watch that joint, man. Talk about the a great explanation of the human race is the Squid Game, in my opinion. What was I at? Oh yeah, we didn't cover the interesting relationship between mom and son.
I don't
Because
find that
remember,
interesting.
no, hear me out. Like
I'm listening.
when they were giving out the vest, remember, mom got a
It's a
blue
killer.
vest, son got a red
The
vest.
opposite.
No, I think it's right. Because remember, she was telling him that he couldn't kill a fly.
Oh, you're right. Shit. Yeah, you're right. Oops.
She's like, you when you were a kid, you were getting beat up by kids and blah, blah, blah. You never hurt anybody.
Right.
And he's like, "Oh, what about you? Mom or dad was trying to kill you, beat you up, and you did nothing."
Right.
And she always talks about, "Well, don't worry about me because I have my own special weapon." She's got that little pin in her head, this
Mm-hmm.
little knife or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So they decide, like, hey, if we stick together, we're gonna die. So he was like, "I'm going to try to kill and find you. I'm going to do my best. I'll try."
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was interesting because he you're right, he's kind of a wimp,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember one part, remember last season, there was one part he let his mom go off on her own.
During the merry-go-round.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and then they end up and he was crying because he felt like he betrayed her. So
Mm-hmm.
then he starts sticking by his mom's side, and so now he's gonna be forced to do something to find his mom, and I tell you, I think I may jump out the window if they kill this lady, which I wanted to ask you too.
The mom?
Which character would you jump out of a window if they died? And I know you never watched the show Last of Us.
No.
But I will put it into I mean, it's a great show. Last of Us on HBO Max is based off a video game. When they killed the lead character Joel, I wanted to jump out the window
Mm.
and rage quit and hit somebody outside in the street. When they killed Thanos, I
Mm-hmm.
like Thanos.
Yep.
A lot of people didn't like him.
I
I
like
thought he
them.
was a polarizing character.
Yep.
I like Thanos.
Yep.
I'm a legend, Thanos. But anyway, if they kill this old lady, I'm gonna be really pissed.
Interesting. I don't find her character that amusing. I'm not really invested. All the characters I was invested in have died off. So I'm not really,
Really?
yeah, I'm not really invested in
Not
456 is the
even
only
the
one.
special forces girl?
She's cool, but I think they kind of let her character go in
I
episode
think
one.
she's gonna play a big role in this episode.
Yeah.
I think.
But I think everybody knows that she's that girl, she's that guy, whatever. She's that person. She's that she has some hidden tricks up her sleeves. She's not just some girl like she's you remember she was the one who taught everybody how to reload, shoot, blah
Mhm.
blah blah. So Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really invested in character right now. We'll see. I would be interested if the girl's son, the mom's son, killed somebody, went to go save his mom, and just like stand behind me because
And
they
she's
can't
dead.
kill me. Hmm?
Mhm. If he kills somebody, finds his mom, and what?
He basically said, "Stand behind me," because you remember Red can't
Oh, the
kill Red.
defender.
Yep. So it's like, just stand
I can
behind
see
me.
that happening.
Yeah.
I can see that happening. And
So
he
I'll be
goes,
interested.
"Buck."
Yeah. I hope. I hope. No, there's no way. That don't even make no sense. I was gonna say 456 finds Day Ho and starts having sympathy for him, and somebody else kills him.
Nah, I don't
Yeah,
see
I don't
that
see
happening.
that. I don't see
But
that.
I will not be surprised that 456 Gihon is going to kill Daeho, and somehow the front man is going to see it via camera or whatever, and somehow there's going to be a message or something or a sign that's going to get back to 456 and say, "See, you're no different than me."
Yep. If
I
he
would
ends
not
up
be
killing,
surprised.
yep, because remember that was his whole thing about
Mhm.
I'm not gonna kill nobody, blah blah blah. He's like, yep, you sure will, you sure will.
Yep.
And you said
Mhm.
something interesting. We can cut the episode after this. It's amazing what people will do for money.
Mhm.
Some of it is what people will do for money. I think at this stage is what you'll do to stay alive.
Yeah, I think the only thing with this is unless they lied, they had a choice
They
to
did.
vote them. Even even because
It's
here's
good
my thing:
money
if
too.
the front man was like, "How many casualties we had?" They're like, "Oh, we had 27 dead,
Yeah.
14 injured, or whatever." Right?
Mhm.
I would figure they'd be pissed, like, "We gonna kill them all,"
Nope.
and I would be concerned, like, "Hey, if they vote out, they gonna rat on us, but they ain't gonna be able to find us." But they decided to still have them vote.
Hmm.
And they knew that when this money was gonna be showed, because they showed the money first, and they was gonna vote themselves to stay on anyway.
Right.
Like, are you serious? Like, even what I don't get is with the danger of not knowing what game is coming next and not knowing you're gonna be put in a position to do something in a game that's gonna cause you to get killed and you keep going for money. Like, how much money could be offered to you to risk your life? You know what I mean?
100
Like,
million.
no.
100
Like, so
million.
you mean to tell me they tell you, um, forget everything you know about the game, and they say, "Yo, Pete, I will give you $100 million to go across these platforms. One is tempered glass, one is glass. If you miss it, you're going to your death." You would do it for $100 million?
Yeah.
Pause. Hell no. And I don't like
Yeah.
them odds. It's you know
Yeah.
what? I put it like this. If they told me Russian roulette, one bullet in the chamber, I may take that. I
Okay.
may take that. But crossing the bridge with tempered
Oh, I
glass,
didn't know I was number one. If I'm number one, hell no. If I'm
yeah,
like
you
number
know it's just
17 or
you.
18,
Yeah, even with $100 million.
yeah, even with not being number one, I ain't doing nothing being number one.
So let's say it's just me and you then going across the bridge and I was first.
No,
Would you
no,
push
no,
me off to
no,
get 100 million?
no, no. I ain't pushing nobody to the death.
You wouldn't push nobody.
Nah.
What about an old supervisor?
Nah,
There you
I ain't
go.
pushing nobody.
There you go. There you
Now,
go.
now,
So
now,
so
wait.
if Master
If
Sergeant if Master Sergeant wasn't on that platform, you
wait,
had to push him. You would push him?
let me say this. If we're like two away and the clock is dwindling down and he has to jump or she has to jump to make it, oh, I'm like, yo, you're going or I'm pushing you. Like, we're both not dying. That's what ain't gonna happen.
Look, if Major was on that platform, he'd get pushed. If Chief Master Sergeant Jake was on that, he would get pushed. There's a lot of people I would name. I would push them in a minute.
Okay. I see. Hey, Philly
They
DC
might get
retirement
drop
speech.
kicked. They might get drop kicked into the joint.
Philly DC retirement speech. It's gonna be like, good thing this isn't Squid Games,
Ah,
because no, that's
Philly,
crazy.
D, you must cross the bridge with so and so. Player number one, Pete. Player 2, G best, blah, blah, blah. You must push hey, let me at him.
That's
Let me
crazy.
at him.
That's crazy.
They were
Nah,
like, "Let me see. I can tell which one is glass. I know how I can tell." No.
hey, so which game do you think you would win or be good at out of all the
Let
Squid
me
Games
see.
games? Squid games that we've
Freeze.
seen.
Freeze
3
tag.
seasons. Which one?
Freeze. The freeze joint, the very first game.
Red light, green light?
Yeah, I say
Oh,
freeze tag. Yeah, red light, green light.
oh, okay. There's people I push. That's crazy. That's crazy. Y'all
Exactly.
wild. Y'all
My point
wild.
exactly.
Y'all wild. Yeah, I
I
think
like, yo, let me see the player list.
yeah, for real. You know what I would suck at? It's tug of war.
But,
That's what I would
yeah, I was
suck.
suck at that
And you know
too.
what else what I would suck
Yeah.
at? Pause. Is the game where you have to take the thing out the
Oh,
graham
yeah, I
cracker?
would be bad with that one. Yeah,
Man,
I'll be bad. And I'll
because
be
I ain't got the
dead.
patience. I ain't got the patience.
He said, "I ain't got the patience."
And I don't like honey or whatever the hell it is. You got to lick. I don't even like how that tastes. Yeah, no, no, no. No. I think I'd be good at marbles, depending on who I'm playing against. The little
No,
marble
I'll be
game.
bad at that one.
Yeah, I think.
I think I would do well with the one game when he was tied. No, you know what'd be funny? If you and I had to do that one game from season 2, we were, tied together
Oh
and we had,
man,
the 5 of us. Can you imagine me, you, Jess, and Dell
no,
all
no, no, no. That would not work. That would not work. That would not work. We just be arguing. You remember like, what, who, what, who? We be all off count and everything. I'm leading it. No, I'm leading it. No, I'm calling it. Yeah, it would be bad. Dale would be the only one that be like, just somebody make up their mind.
Yeah, I think Dell would be the calmer out of everybody.
Yes, Dale would be like, just tell me what you want me to do. And I'm like, I'm not playing that game. Look, yeah, I'll be Karina. Yeah, they'll be like, I ain't playing that game. That'd be me. I ain't doing that
would be
crap.
the calm guy. He'd be like, "All right, guys, let's focus. Calm down.
Right,
Let's
right.
focus." I'm like, "Man, we're fucked."
Yeah, that's what I would say. Philly, don't count because you can't stay on rhythm anyway. So don't count. That's what I would say. I got the count. Who.
Fool, count cadence. What you talking about,
Count
man?
cadence my ass.
All right, let's go. All right, I'm the natural leader. I'm like, here, who,
See what's up, making all kinds of noise. We all off beat. And then I could just see your face if whatever game I had, say I messed it up the first one, or like be the dude with the little top, and I throw the top behind me. I could just see your face being like, hey, just shoot me now. That would be you. Shoot me now. Shoot me now.
I think I would do good with the joint where you had to take the star paper and hit the ground to get it to flip over.
Flip it.
I think I'll be good with that. I'm like, huh. It's all in the words. You can't just hit it. You got like, huh.
I think I'd be so mad if somebody didn't get it on their first try. I would be so upset. What we pick you for anyway? What you on the team for? You trying to sabotage us? Do your goddamn job. Flip the goddamn thing. I'll tell you.
Oh man, you know what? I would love to figure out a way to do that for my retirement ceremony. If I can get people to participate, I think that would be so hilarious just to see how people act.
Hell
You're
no.
right. Because the moment you mess up,
oh, we're
God damn it, Pete.
Yeah. What we pick you for? I knew we should. Can we just kill him now? And we'll do it with 4? Can we just do it with 4 people? Like, yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, that's funny.
That's crazy. Anyway, that was episode 1 plus some extra stuff. We'll be on for episode 2. Be in Philly. We'll talk about when we get on. I'm ready to watch episode 2 this weekend, maybe tomorrow.
Let's call it. We'll do it. We were supposed to go on tomorrow. If you want to still go on, we could just do Squid Game and we can do 2.
I can't do tomorrow.
All right. Well, what's
Unless
tomorrow?
we do it
Sunday. What's
early.
tomorrow?
Unless we
Sunday.
do it early in the morning.
What time is early?
Like
Early.
8 o'clock my time, which is 10 o'clock
The
your
hell
time.
you doing tomorrow?
I got a basketball game to go to.
Oh, the actual game. Hopefully you ain't playing because you wasted your
basketball.
time.
My knee hurts. Yeah. that's all I thought.
WNBA.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll tell you what. We can hold off and do it Monday or something if you want.
Okay. Monday after work.
Yeah, maybe Monday after work.
All right. Well, we'll set that now. Monday after work. Put the
Monday after work. We'll do 6 o'clock my time.
No, we have to do 7 your time. That's 5 my time.
Okay, 7 my time.
All right, 5 my time. All right, we'll put out the invite or whatever as soon as we get it, and then maybe tomorrow we'll throw that out. Thor in the building. Thor, what up?
What up, man?
Man, I'll talk. Here, you want to talk to Philly? Here, you want to talk to Philly? You want to talk to Philly?
He's like, "What's up, bro? What's up? What's up?"
How you get off me? All right. Anyway, Squid Games season 3. We're back Monday for another episode. Thor, get out the mic. And we'll be back Monday for another episode of Squid Games.
Yes, sir.
Season 3. Unpopular celebrities. We out.
We out. Go Birds.